Hey, Tony?
Yeah?
Does that look like a face to you?
Looks like pizza to me.
Yeah, but look in the pizza. You don't see that face?
I have to cut it open and look into it.
No, on top of the pizza. Look in the cheese and the crust. You don't see that? It looks like somebody famous. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Well, save that on the tip of your tongue. I'm just gonna cut into it.
I guess he won't mind. Everybody, welcome back to Pizza Sutra, Season 3, Episode 2. Holy cow, I cannot believe that we've come to be filming 3 seasons. Thanks a lot, guys. Still jacked about it. So on this episode, we're doing something a little different, a little special. We're doing a battle of the ages, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And we're talking about Rising Crust Pizza. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take our Sam's Choice Rising Crust Pepperoni Pizza, our Jack's Rising Crust 3 Meat Pizza, and our Palermo's Combination Rising Crust Pizza, and we're gonna have them battle. But it's not necessarily about the toppings in this episode. We're talking about the crust. We wanna see which crust has the most oomph when it rises, which one has most bubbly and lovely or crunchy. We want to see what these crusts are all about. So we're gonna battle these 3, see which one is the best bang for your buck, see which one we like the most and the least. Let's do it. For our 3 pizzas we're trying, Sam's Choice, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, cook for 24 to 26 minutes or until cheese in center is melted and crust is golden brown. For our Palermo's Rising Crust, preheat oven to 400 degrees, place pizza on center rack, bake for 21 to 24 minutes. For our Jack's Rising, preheat oven to 425, remove pizza from wrap, place on center rack, and bake for 15 to 17 minutes. So pizza is an art form, but not only is it an art form, it is also a science. So in order to make a really, really delicious dough, a pizza maker has to do this thing called leavening. Normally, a pizza maker has to let their dough proof, which means you gotta let it sit around for a little while, and then when all of the yeast is eating all the sugar that's in that dough, it expands, it's fermenting a little bit, it's like beer. This fermentation process creates carbon dioxide, which gets trapped by gluten, and when you bake it, all that like bubbles and stuff like that inside, it creates bubbles all over the place and it makes the crust rise. But wait, there's a problem. When you freeze-proof the dough, what happens is ice crystals form on all that gluten and stuff like that and actually kind of breaks it down, makes it a little like crumbly, makes it not taste that good. It was actually a really large problem when making frozen pizzas because not only did the ice crystals wreck the crust, the gluten in the crust, but it would also wreck all the meats, all the vegetables, and it would also just tear them up and make them taste really bad. Luckily, by the 1920s, a process called flash freezing came about, which froze the pizza so quickly that ice crystals didn't have enough time to form on the vegetables and the doughs and things like that. This technology just keeps getting better and better and better, and now we're at the point where when they flash freeze a pizza and it gets to your oven, it tastes like it came straight from a pizzeria. So who has perfected the art of the rise the best? Let's find out. So here we go. Woo! Biting into this pizza is actually really, really satisfying because it is a really, really fluffy crust. The bottom got a little crunchy, so you got a little bit of crunch. This pepperoni wants to follow whenever I bite into it. I feel like there's some kind of like butter or garlic or something. I don't know, I'm really satisfied with this pie. So the main focus of this pie is that rising crust stuff. And I think whichever one this is, they did a really good job because it's a really well-balanced pepperoni pizza. So I'm pretty pleased with this. All right, as everyone can see, this pizza here, like right in the middle right there, it like, whoop, pretty exciting stuff. It looks like all that gluten and carbon dioxide in this thing, like definitely bubbled up. So let's give her a go. If you look close, right there at the middle, you can see the bottom portion of this pizza right down here is a little bubbly, but then you reach the top of it and it looks like it's dough. It straight up looks like dough. You know, I don't know how I feel about that. It keeps it really, really fluffy, but it's kind of chewy. So the back side of this is really, really flaky, and if you're into a flaky like kind of pizza, I think this is something, I don't know what this is, again, this is something that I would recommend to you. If you like a really flaky back end of the pizza, that is something I would definitely recommend for you guys to go out and try. So here's the very last pie we have. So you can see all the red through it. This one seems a little floppier and definitely not as thick as the other two. So here we go. Woo! Oh. This one is definitely the chewiest out of the three. Really chewy. No crisp really anywhere. I can barely get it to make any sounds to like crunch or flake or anything like that. There's a little bit of crunch on the crust right there. Pretty consistent bubbles on that, which is a lot of fun, but it's still not as pumped up as the other ones, and I don't know why. But you know what? Let's tally our scores on these and see which crust rose to the top. Huh? So we totally smashed all three of those pies, right? Cool, awesome. We did the math, we combobulated numbers in our heads, and we figured out which one was the best and which one was the worst and what we think you guys should go out and buy. So for pizza number 1, we got a 6 out of 8 on our crust. Congratulations, pizza number 1. Moving on to pizza number 2. Pizza number 2 got a 4 out of 8 slices on the crust. Pizza number 3, we got a 2 out of 8 slices on the crust. Sorry, that's kind of bad. It was a crazy competition. It was close. Come to find out, Sam's Choice was the winner. This is a Walmart branded pizza, and this was our winner. Coming in at like $5. This pie was great. You ended up getting to the end, and there was like a surprise buttery garlic like flavor in the crust. It was wonderful. It was fluffy, massive pepperonis. It was wonderful. I hope you guys go out and try it. Jack's obviously scored, that was the worst one. It tasted really, really bland. Normally Jack's is like our go-to, but in the rising crust, it didn't pull through. Palermo's, I expected a little more from Palermo's. I didn't think it'd be as doughy. Like maybe that's what they wanted, but I'm sure some people like that. So tell us, guys, what pizza rises to this competition, do you think? Tell us, let us know in the comments. Remember to subscribe. Remember, we have an Etsy store. You could buy us a slice of pizza. All the links are down below. Be cool, guys. I hope you like this episode. Pizza is love.